everybody. We back.
Squadrons.
Hello.
We took a week off. We have returned. It's been 2 weeks for Ben. I
Yeah.
hope you're nice and refreshed.
Got a lot to say, you guys.
Y'all, I don't know if you've ever toyed with it or played with it, but like the more I incorporate less meat and dairy into my diet, just like the better I feel across the board.
You know, when I eat dairy, I can physically feel the difference
Yeah,
every single time.
yeah. It's like, oh shit,
Hmm.
I feel different.
Hmm.
I've been eating cereal and drinking coffee without dairy milk. I've been using as little cheese as I can in any of the stuff that I do. Like I made spaghetti tonight. I just used a little bit of a little salt based sprinkle of Parmesan. And also I made spaghetti again the second time with tofu instead of ground beef. And like it's fucking great. It's fucking great.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how many recipes like don't really need it, where it's not like the main ingredient anyway.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, less anything in excess is bad, but less animal products is probably better, considering I think most people probably eat animal products too much, like with every meal and stuff. Like there's some really unhealthy practices in American diets about like gotta
Yeah.
have meat with every meal. No, you don't.
Guess what? You super do not.
Yeah, you really don't.
Yeah, I'm not this week. I was gonna do it this week, but it got hot again. I plan on having like a pot of beans going for most days through this winter, just to have like I need some protein, and I want to add it to whatever I'm eating for lunch. So just throw a little scoop of beans in there. Living with the
did that for a while.
grandparents that summer in 2012 was like, was that 2012 or 2014? I don't know. Living with the grandparents for a minute was like, oh, this is kind of nice. The first couple of days were hell. My body was like, yo, I got to do something with all these beans. But after you get acclimated, it's a good source of protein that keeps on giving.
Beans is high in carbs though, so a lot of people who are counting carbs and want to be healthier
don't eat a whole bowl of beans.
You can overload on beans.
Eat a half a cup of beans. Yeah. A couple spoonfuls.
Well, welcome to Bounty Board, your weekly beancast, where we talk about non-animal based protein.
Yes.
And video games.
And video games. Those two things. I'm one of your hosts, Lubwub, Caleb. To my right is Ben. Say what's up to everybody, Ben.
What's up?
And below him is the one and the only
Tech Supreme.
I love it. I've forgotten to do that a couple of times, and I feel bad. And now I feel better because I've gotten more of it. It's a Bounties episode, so we get to talk about what we've been getting up to for the last now 2 weeks since you've heard from us, and overall the whole month of September, which did have some interesting things in it. But first, we're gonna get into the news. Speaking of interesting things, did y'all watch the fucking Fat Man trailer?
No,
I did.
Tech, I'm sold on that movie.
Yo, it's like it's fun. It's a fun take, and like I don't know, I didn't know what like when I read the description before I saw the video, I just breezed over Kris Kringle altogether, and then like as it says Santa Claus, also known as Santa Claus, like why is his name Santa Claus? And I watched the trailer, fucking brilliant.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, who are confused, Fat Man is described as such. To save his declining business, Kris Kringle, also known as Santa Claus, is forced into a partnership with the U.S. military. Making matters worse, Kris gets locked into a deadly battle of wits against a highly skilled assassin hired by a precocious 12-year-old after receiving a lump of coal in his stocking. 'Tis the season for Fat Man to get even.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. And I like that he's like a superhero almost. You know what I'm saying? Like he took some shots in it. Like they shot up my sleigh and they fucking hit me twice. Like he's just shrugging it off because he's a fucking Santa Claus.
There's a scene of him with like 2 revolvers standing in the snow and his eyes are like piercing blue, and I was like, man, this Santa fucking slaps.
Man Mel Gibson is kind of dope.
old man Gibson, yes, has some gravitas.
So I guess his cancellation contract is over, I guess.
People are allowed to change. Yeah, there's a statute of limitations, I think.
So he was canceled
on that. Did he change?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Why was he canceled? Is it something from like anti-Semitic, I believe, or something like that?
Yeah, it's a very very nasty voicemail, wasn't it, Caleb?
Oh, I
his
don't.
recording's
Sure.
not hard to find.
Was he dropping bombs?
Oh yeah.
He did apologize.
Well. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Career, you better apologize, I guess.
I think with most things that aren't criminal, once enough time passes by, I think people tend to forget. Sure. Especially with all the shit that's happened between now and the last time that we talked about Mel Gibson. A lot of shit has transpired.
Oh yeah, so, like I'm reading an article from 2006 on the website World Jewish Congress about Mel Gibson apologizing for anti-Semitic slur at Jewish police officer during tirade. So like it's been almost 15 years.
Yeah, I gotta let it go, I guess.
Yeah, at a point you just kind of go, yeah, he said some shit when he was angry and drunk, and maybe that's different than like having a history of being an abusive asshole.
Now, me personally, I've never been an angry drunk, but every time I'm drunk, I don't say racist shit.
Right. Yeah, drunk words are sober thoughts is like a well-known thing.
That didn't take down the alcohol. Does not take down my racist firewall.
Yeah, right. Like, oh, I got some gin. Let's slam a race. No, like it doesn't happen.
Yeah, no, that's some deep-seated problemos. But it seems that Mel has made his slow comeback. I don't even know if Welcome Back is apt now. He's been in movies for like 6 years, and people just kind of been like, I guess it's okay.
He was in what's that one where the kid has like two dads or something? Was
like Stepdad or something like that? Yeah, with Will Ferrell.
Yeah,
he was in that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
That was Will Ferrell and
Mark, right?
Mark Wahlberg, yeah. And Mel Gibson was Mark Wahlberg's dad.
Yes, yeah. And Will Ferrell's dad was somebody like the completely opposite. Speaking of movies, they're all not happening soon.
We're never getting a new movie.
No,
I mean, actually, Regal cinemas are closing across the country because of this.
Yeah.
So some chains are shutting down permanently.
Yeah. I read an article this week that I did not add to this because I didn't add it, but it was saying that like Tenet held the almost inadvertently held the responsibility for encouraging viewers to go back to the theater, and because it was such a mind fuck, it like did the opposite. Like people are like, don't need to go to the theater to see that. And so like the first big movie that came out was like, you don't need to go see this in theaters. Instead of it being like Black Widow, which probably would have made that curve break a different direction.
See, I feel like I got into an argument on Twitter the other day about, not an argument, but a talk about Tenet and being in theaters. They had a chance it could have gone one of either two ways, right? They could have brought people to theaters, or they could have really made streaming movies premiered like a fucking amazing, massive thing. Yeah. Because I feel like everyone would have dropped $30 for Tenet at home.
Yeah,
for sure. But I understand Christopher Nolan wants to, like, he makes movies in a certain way that he wants it to be in theaters. But like, he had a chance to set a precedence that may have actually saved a lot of Hollywood movies.
Sure.
Had he did the streaming, the massive streaming thing.
Yeah. And as these things ripple through the film industry, it's only to be expected that more delays start to happen, or I guess the delays have been happening, so more theaters are figuring out what the fuck they're gonna do. And with those delays comes Warner Brothers' whole fucking slate. They pushed everything. So Wonder Woman is back to December 25th of this year. It's been delayed twice already. The Matrix was actually moved up, which makes sense because it was scheduled for the same day as John Wick 4, and like that was never gonna happen. I did have a theory. There was a long shot theory that The Matrix 4 and John Wick 4 were gonna be the same movie. But that's not a thing.
Caleb, that theory is way too good for that to be real.
I mean,
I actually think that's a bad theory. Like, I don't want to see that.
You don't?
Because that would shit on the John Wick universe, like massively.
I mean, a little bit.
But what if the next Matrix is? What if it's the same movie? I mean, I'm just saying, like, what if? I don't know. What if that explains why he's such a bad?
Why he's not dead yet?
After
3,000 people try to kill him.
Yeah, because he's literally dodging bullets. We just haven't noticed. We are in the Matrix, so we didn't see him moving faster than the Matrix. And then the Matrix goes back and retroactively proves that he was dodging and stopping bullets. Dune has been moved from this winter, December, to October of next year, which
That's,
is like the
that
date
sucks.
that Batman was. So Batman fucked off to March of 2022. So we're gonna wait for a minute for that. But we know that's going through production woes because Pattinson got the Rona, and then production
Got the vid.
shut down. The trailer we got, they said, was a trailer shot with like 15% of the movie filmed. That's it. Which, like, that trailer's good for that little of the movie having been filmed.
That means they got a lot of footage.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
they got a lot of footage.
Wonder if they went the Snyder route and shot like 6 hours worth of footage.
Sure. Shot a bunch of shit. Or they
It's
just
always-
shot a bunch of shit for the trailer, knowing they needed to.
It's always easier to trim than to add. So
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
As
Exactly.
Snyder's now experiencing with the $80 million session of reshoots.
yeah.
His HBO Justice League.
HBO's printing their own money right now with shows, so they're fine. The Flash, which was due in June of 2022, is now November of 2022. And then after that, everything is all things we'd heard coming, but are just going to be further away. 2 untitled, unannounced event films. The fuck does that even mean? Are June 3rd and August 5th of 2022. Shazam 2 is in 2023, which just forget Shazam 2 is happening. You'll be happier when you're reminded it's happening in 3 years.
Yeah.
Black Adam didn't have a launch date. It doesn't have a launch date anymore. It was originally December of next year. It moved to the ether. And apparently Warner Brothers is working on a Minecraft adaptation, which has been postponed indefinitely, which means
that just made me ill.
We probably won't see it. Why did it make you ill? Minecraft's the biggest game in the world.
I know, but what does an adaptation mean?
Turning the game into a movie?
Source material to a movie.
So people?
Maybe. Well, they didn't say live action or not, so we have no idea.
Like the Lego movies. Those are Warner Brothers productions.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Who knows?
Better not be like Mark Wahlberg or something.
Hey, Ben, do the Transformer, dude. I've heard it in years. I dude. I needed it.
I don't think it's a semi-truck. I think it's a Transformer.
I think I found a fun. Ah, damn it. I think I found a Transformer.
Oh, man. I used to ask Ben to do that every now and again just so I get a laugh.
Just to get a chuckle.
It always cracks me up. I don't know why.
It's good, man.
Good.
I haven't watched any of the Transformers after Shia LaBeouf left them.
LaBeouf.
I tried to watch, because like they're all on like streaming somewhere, right? Like most of them. Somewhere. I tried to watch them and I just can't get past the first scene. Like I'm just like, I got other things I could be doing.
Cringe, bro.
Oh, you know what? Amanda and I did watch Denstein in the chat says, "It's me, Minecraft Steve. How's your mother?" I love it. Amanda and I on the way to Scotland, I think, on the way back, watched Bumblebee, which people were like, "This movie's dope." And when that movie ended, Amanda and I looked at each other and were like, "The fuck was this movie about?" Because nothing happens in that movie.
That's a pretty good movie.
I haven't seen it, and I've seen it on, I think it's on Hulu.
Its main plot conceit is like, we're being chased, and that's it. Let's see, out of the moviescape and back into games. PlayStation Trophies is getting a makeover. PlayStation's subpar response to achievements is still subpar. That's my subheader.
What's your take?
Yeah, dude, I think trophies are dumb.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I've been playing Xbox since the day it dropped, and I really don't understand the achievement. Like, I never looked into it either, but I don't understand their achievement scale. Like, I don't understand. Like, I just log in and it says such and such is 30 points ahead of you. I have no idea what any of that shit means.
Oh, so when you get an achievement, yes, people do care. I actually worked with a guy at the GameStop in Jacksonville who was like number 6 on the all-time list for highest gamer scores and got an Xbox One Day 1 edition given to him by Microsoft.
Shit.
Yeah, so like there's perks. But yeah, when you get an achievement, it's got like a, little 25G or 100G, and those add up. And like it's the kind of this like, it's like a black card at a point, right? People see your account and you've got like 1 million points, and you're like, oh shit, this dude's been playing for a long time. It's like a.
What's a black card to you?
It's like street cred. It's
like, black card is an eliminate
like
American Express card.
Like an American Express black. Not like, yo, you've revoked your black card. No.
Yeah, a black card is an American Express card with an unlimited balance.
Yeah. I mean, it's an American Express card where they're like, we don't care. You have enough money to pay us back. Or more likely, you don't have enough money to pay us back, but we're going to make you think you do. So
it's literally black.
Yeah.
The card is actually black. It's a black American Express card.
Yeah. Anyway, So I don't know. It's interesting to see where you are with your friends. I guess if you're like that kind of gamer, I suppose. But on a different note, but related, I wanted to know what I've been playing the last few weeks because that's what this episode's about. So I went and looked at my achievements to see literally what
Sure.
I've been playing the last couple
Yeah.
weeks. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and
So
the
it's-
achievement system also kind of keeps track of like not just the achievements you've gotten, but like the time you're putting into games. You can
That's
go
true
into
too.
that.
I do
and
enjoy that aspect of it.
Yeah, it
should
shows
go
you
look,
like
Tech,
you've
and see
played
what
this
you've
many
been playing
matches.
over the last
Yeah.
few years. You might surprise you, like, oh yeah, I did play that. You know what I mean?
It lets me know I play Apex way too much.
That's why you don't look into it, Tech. It's because you're afraid of what it's gonna show you.
You know, I
It's
don't
like
feel
going
bad
into
because
the tunnels in Dagobah.
I think
Check your
I'm
bank
like,
account.
what am I? I'm like number 8 on my list of Apex players as far as time. So I don't feel that
Oh,
on
shit.
my friends list. So I don't feel that bad.
That's incredible. No, don't feel bad. I've never been number 1 in anything except for XCOM. Because when those games come out, I just kind of live in them for a couple of weeks. But yeah, PlayStation
What's your,
system.
what's your achievements? What's your achievement score, guys?
Oh, that's a good question. I will look it up while I'm reading this. PlayStation's has always been strange to me because it's not really based on like an actual accumulated score, and it's more based on like a number that's attributed. Like people have trophy level 12, and according to this new system, which now goes from 1 to 1,000, people that had trophy level 12 will start somewhere in the low 200s of the new system. So it's the system that exists now is arbitrary as fuck and doesn't make any sense. And
Oh,
so a
so
lot of people are just kind of
they
like
wanted
"Ew."
levels as opposed to just a flat out score. That's interesting.
Sure. And this is still levels, right? That's still level 1 through 1,000, but like it's more distinct and gives you more granular tracking of what you've been doing. And people, if anything has been proven in the last several years, it's that people like actually getting into the meta of things and the stats of things.
Statistics, yeah.
Yeah. So like giving people stats on their games, like, all right, cool. People are gonna want
Caleb,
that.
you have
Mine's
109,399.
Yep. Just got it pulled up.
Tech, did you find yours?
I have is it the G score?
Yeah.
19,000.
All right. Ben, what's yours?
119,000.
Okay, so you're 10K over me.
10K over you.
Yeah.
Fucking nerds.
Fucking nerds.
Fucking
Wonder
nerds.
where that ranks in Xbox.
Oh, I can tell you that the number 1
rankings.
player with Xbox achievements has over 2.5 million points.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not pretending to be, anywhere near that.
I feel like I haven't been a hardcore gamer before the last 3 years. Like I've
Yeah,
always played,
sure.
but like I've never. I think it was PUBG that got me. I think I've said this before on the podcast that PUBG got me into the playing every night mode.
Yeah,
of my
PUBG is what
life.
made you buy your first headset. That's when you hit. That's when you hit that moment when you go, I need a headset.
We need surround sound. Let's get serious.
Yeah.
So I'm on the 7th page and it's in the 800,000s. You lose 1 million in the top 10. It goes from like 2.5 million to 1.5 million.
Sure.
So it drops off pretty quickly.
The 1%'s always significantly higher than the people.
Look at that. So yeah, I'm on page 13. It's still 700,000. So
all right.
I don't have a way to like get to. I don't know. It's difficult. There's 10,000 pages of this. So let me go.
10,000 pages. Good lord.
Okay, so 5-page 250,000 rank is 44,000.
Okay, so you're in the top 250,000.
124,000 position is 80,000 gamer score. Did I just go backwards? No, I'm going right. Yeah. Anyway, so we can talk about something else. It's not very interesting. But
you're good. You're
interesting.
You're in the top. What'd you say? 100,000.
Hold on.
With at 80,000.
I'm at 110,000.
What's that?
Gamer score, and that's 75,000 position on the leaderboard.
That's all right. I'm at the 75,000 mark, and you're probably at the 60,000 mark, which isn't bad. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all.
So, something I wanted to add that I didn't. I'm going to upload a picture of it if I can figure out how to do that real quick. NBA 2K released some comparisons of current gen to next gen.
Oh.
Some side by sides.
Oh, I
And
watched one of these videos. Yeah.
Here's a picture for Ben. Just so you, I mean, I know you guys don't play 2K like I do, but just to
those
see the
graphics look-
difference.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's
What?
fucking wild, dude.
Yeah,
I kind of
yeah.
assumed the one on the right was where we were at anyway. That's strange.
It's not.
Because
I
I've seen
mean,
sweat and stuff already.
yeah, they already had sweat.
Yeah.
They've had sweat for years.
But
But that's
with ray
obviously
tracing.
the lighting is
Yeah.
is the key to this one.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Look
Yeah,
how much darker the tongue is
That picture's
towards the back of
great.
the mouth.
The picture's great.
Yeah, that's great.
There's more.
Pretty solid.
There's more texture and muscle and shit like that. It's
Mhm.
real good. Yeah, I
They
remember.
did.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say they did a couple screen comparisons of Steph Curry like in older 2K games to now, and then it became a funny thing because at one point he looks like a completely different person than he does now.
Sure. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm curious to see where other sports go. Cause football is always the one that people go to for like the look at what it looks like now. But it's hard to tell high levels of detail. I think watching football because everyone's wearing pads and football helmets and masks and visors and all sorts of shit. So seeing like basketball and soccer, where it's a lot more loose and moving shit, like that's big. That's big moves. It's big changes.
Yeah. Big changes, and I think it is so funny because I think every gaming community is toxic now. Like that's like I'm stuck on this premise. People were like, only thing they did was add sweat. Like, no, that's a big difference.
No, their faces look different.
Yeah, their faces have depth now, which is
Boy, that's a handsome fella, huh?
You know, he was actually that's Boyan. What's his name? I always butcher his name, but he's with the Dallas Mavericks. Really dope center, huge guy. But he was
Obviously.
the first person John Wick fought in John Wick 3
yes.
Oh,
in the
that's cool.
library.
That's funny.
There's a little fun.
I think
Fun
the NBA
fact.
found him under a bridge before he joined the NBA. I think.
Come on,
Went
Boban
to-
Marjanovic.
Yeah, he's very funny too. He's complete. Of course, he's from Europe somewhere, but he's really funny guy. Like when he does interviews and stuff like that, and he's like 7'4" or 5" or something like something stupid. Like he's literally like
when he walks
massive.
up to John, it's really funny. John, you're like, oh god, he's gonna have to fight this big motherfucker to start. Yeah, next gen's gonna do some shit that like we're gonna realize, oh, the stuff I've been playing doesn't look great until I mean, it's always that leap. Yeah, that Steph Curry looks like a different dude.
Yeah, it really does.
It's fucking wild, man. It's so
I mean,
good.
even the hair looks so
Yeah,
good.
Yeah,
The hair
it's-
looks so fucking good, dude.
it's- Yeah, it's great. Maybe we'll see games actually do their due diligence to make good black hair types now that they can do it with technology or whatever.
I mean, no offense or nothing, but maybe it takes a little extra processing power to do it right. I'm just saying, like,
Right.
right? I mean,
yeah, you mean maybe.
yeah.
Maybe this is the proof of that. Let's see what else. Hyperscape, a game that I am the only person in this group that cares about, has its season 2 popping off, and its narrative trailer came out, and its battle pass trailer came out, and its battle pass includes an Assassin's Creed skin, which is dope. I am
It
down.
is dope. The
Speaking
player base fell off so hard for that game,
so
dude.
hard, so hard. It's sad.
Like it fell. Like
yep, it tanked.
Was it just? What do you think? It just wasn't different enough?
no, I think
Did it
they
pull
I think
people
they
away
just
from their currently existing.
I think the curve was too steep. Honestly, I think it's plenty different. I think it was too hard. That's why both of y'all stopped playing. You're like, it's too
I don't know.
twitchy. I
Yeah.
can't get into it.
yeah.
Which, like,
that's-
if it had
that's
been a little
possibility.
easier to get into with like better, like a less speed and a little more fluidity to fighting instead of just running, people would have stuck around. I think the learning curve was too steep, which, like, to me is kind of an indicator that it was made for PC primarily.
It just
It's
wasn't. It
difficult
wasn't
because
enjoyable.
There's a lot of There's a lot of really fast twitchy shooters out there. This game should have found its.
I
Should
think
have
None
found
of them are
its
battle
purpose.
royales though.
it's true. I think they did really well with launch by basically acquiescing to the streamers. Like they pay the
Yeah.
streamers. It was a massive streamer campaign,
Oh yeah,
which
it
is
was.
dope. But also you have these streamers telling you this is the greatest game, this is the dopest, this is it, because they got paid to, not because they believed it. You know what I'm
Sure,
saying?
Sure.
So it just didn't check out.
Yep. I still enjoy it. I still enjoy popping in. I enjoy playing solo more because I don't have multiple friends willing to endure it for long enough times for me to feel like it's worth it. But I think the visual style is fucking tops. and I'm
Kinda
excited to
doable.
see them continue to support it. It's Ubisoft; they'll support stuff until it's successful. They've proven that they'll do that several times. So we'll see.
That's true.
The game currently has 398 viewers on Twitch.
It's not great.
That's not good at all.
It's not great. It's not great. Speaking of Assassin's Creed skins, though, Watch Dogs Legion got a new story trailer with gameplay and also a post-launch roadmap, which sounds very cool. They announced that you're gonna get to play as Aiden Pierce, and everyone was like, "But he was the worst character," and you're not wrong. He was. But they also said that Wrench from Assassin's Creed, or sorry, Watch Dogs 2 is going to be in the game, and Wrench fucking rocks. And then there's a yeah, it's the guy with the digitized mask that changes when he talks. He was a very good character. And then there's a third character that you can't make out, and then they confirmed that the last character, Ben, is a present day fucking assassin in London.
Saw that.
And like, let's get our Assassin's Creed in London. Let's let our Assassin's Creed in present day now. Let's do it.
Yep.
I always said that Watch Dogs felt like Splinter Cell moved in the direction of what Assassin's Creed could be in a present day setting, and then Watch Dogs 2 was like, oh yo, these takedowns are just Splinter Cell takedowns, but in an open world. This is Assassin's Creed, so like, let's fucking go. Futuristic Assassin's Creed, let's go. I'm ready for it. I'm also ready for Vikings. I'll be fine. The story trailer is very good. It clues you into a few more of the like acting factions and what's happening in the city, and I'm down with that. I'm psyched for this game, yo. And it's the end of this month. It's like a couple weeks away. I'm fucking pumped. I cannot wait for Watch Dogs Legion. It's gonna cut my teeth on Cyberpunk right before Cyberpunk. So
is Watch Dogs Legion on the list of next gen upgrade?
yes, yeah.
Okay.
Ubisoft's doing that across the board. So if you buy it on one, you get it on the next.
Because I am definitely watching what I'm buying these days until
Sure.
next month.
Sure, NBA being one of those that you have to make sure you have to pull out the spreadsheet and make sure you buy the right one.
Dude, I literally sat when it launched. I sat for at least 10 minutes after the launch, like which is I even YouTubed like which is the best version to get, because the one I was gonna get was gonna be the wrong one. So
yep, there you go. Like, and it's weird because it's like that game always has 3 editions, right? The regular, the legendary, and then the GOAT
deluxe or whatever.
Yeah,
whatever weird name to give it.
Yeah, so it's already a confusing thing for a lot of like less than super invested players. But then when you get into the like, now there's 2 other editions, the Mamba Forever, and then like the next gen bundle,
next gen edition, yeah,
which is like just fucking ugh.
Make it simple.
I hate it.
Yeah, it's real dumb. We'll get over it. We'll get over it in like 6 months when games stop catering to cross-generational releases. But until then, we kind of have to deal. I think Assassin's Creed, or no, there's a game coming out that I thought was both. It's only next gen. It's not Assassin's Creed though. Anyway.
Oh really?
It might be Assassin's Creed. I don't remember. But yeah, it always surprises me when games are like, all right, we're done doing cross-gen stuff. Assassin's Creed Unity was that for the Xbox One. And then they made a separate Assassin's Creed for 360, which had a more sensible story.
All right. I got a side note for you.
What's
Caleb.
up, dude? What's up?
Have you ever heard of Camelot 331? He's on YouTube.
No.
He's built his entire platform on being an ex GameStop employee and leaking conference calls.
Oh, shit.
Like he leaks conference calls, and it's actually super entertaining.
How does he continue to get access to conference calls? People just send him stuff?
At this point, he has 131,000 subscribers on YouTube, so people who work there are sending him audio of conference calls.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I have a GameStop question that hit my mind today. I got we got the consoles from them, and I got the warranty. But what happens if they close?
When? Like before our consoles come out?
No, like after. Like say like something goes wrong with my Xbox next year and they're closed.
GameStop's gone.
Like what happens?
Point. I mean, you go through Microsoft for the manufacturer's warranty. and
Mhm.
just hope to God it's not because you dropped it down the stairs. Because all a GameStop warranty is a manufacturer's warranty that you could take to a store instead of sending off to Microsoft. Fun fact. So like, that's an excellent point. And when they were like, "Do you want to pre-order the warranty?" I was like, "No."
I
Specifically
did.
because of this, because I was like, "What if they're not here?"
I did, but now I regret my decision.
Oh, that's right. You
Like,
can cancel it. You can just get that $50 and use it towards your console when you go to pick it up, or
I already paid off.
towards something. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can get it back in cash. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Pre-orders are cancelable at any time. There are people that come in to buy games that came. I don't work there anymore. There are people that would come in with pre-orders that were 2 years old, 3 years old. That our database would be like, it was for something. They wouldn't even know what it was for anymore because the SKU had changed. And I'd give people $10, $15 back because they had 2 or 3 pre-orders just kind of sitting in the ether. So like,
that.
yeah,
Doing that for Game Crazy. If people just had pre-orders they didn't pick up, so they just had money sitting around in the system.
Yep.
And then we'd cancel that and roll it into something new.
Yep.
And I would get credit for it.
Oh no, that's bad. What you just described is bad. But I like it.
I wouldn't get money for it, but like we were incentivized to sell pre-orders. So
yeah, that's how GameStop was when I left. It was like, you got to get more of these pre-orders because that's how we prove that we're important. Interesting thing on that. I was listening to a podcast recently. I talked to you about this, Ben, slightly. There's a podcast called, I don't remember, with Alana Pierce and Troy Baker and Austin Wintory and Mike Bithell. So a game journalist, a voice actor, a composer, and a game director. It's actually a really good, like, diverse. They can talk about just about anything because everyone's got experience doing some of it. But they talked about Steam and wish listing. And like, people shit on pre-ordering a lot. Don't pre-order things. Just buy them when they come out because pre-ordering is like a bad blah, blah, blah. And Mike Bithell made a case for wish listing on Steam.
Well, do you know the case against pre-ordering?
I mean, there's several. Which one are you going to? Which one?
Well, I don't know. As somebody who works in an industry that sort of relies on it, we don't know how many. I just got my numbers for my first issue, and that's how we know how many to print. Yeah. So I know that doesn't apply to Assassin's Creed because they're going to make 1 billion copies. But like, how many copies do you send to Columbus, Ohio's 3rd district?
Right.
Right. So that's the business side of it.
The case. Oh, I thought you were like gonna give me the case against it, not asking me what the cases are. Okay, yeah. So the cases against it that I hear the most often are that like you're incentivizing a company and encouraging them based on them not showing you a complete product, which is a logical fallacy, but like one that's used pretty freely by people that opposed pre-orders. But on this podcast, they were talking about how Steam wishlisters, like, almost 20% of people that wishlist a game buy it. And that's like a really, really high return. Like, most people that sign up for email newsletters don't open them. But sure. Like 20% of people that Steam wishlist something come back to buy it. And then after that, like 8% will buy it in the next year. And 4% will buy it in the next 2 or something like that. So like, it's a pretty big number. And he said that people will literally take their wish list numbers to publishers to negotiate deals and be like, this many people wish listed. And they'll be like, all right, we'll invest this much. Like, so yeah, that shit's wild. And I didn't even know that was as big a return for people. But yeah,
you guys just reminded me I had something on my wish list that I need to buy.
Nice.
I check my wish list pretty often.
Yep. I suggested this year with our like group of friends that we all, because Xbox lets you wish list now, that we should all make a wish list and then make it public and then play Secret Santa and just buy something on somebody else's wish list.
That'd be nice.
It'd be dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, the wish lists are dope, and people should use them liberally because it's a good way to remind yourself that you wanted something when it goes on sale, among other things.
So it's like pre-ordering for free.
Every pre-order is technically for free.
So I'm about to buy Killer Queen Black because I forgot that it was on my wish list.
Yeah, it was cheap recently too.
$2.
Also, is it now?
$2.
So what?
Is it still only $2?
Yeah. That's why I said, oh, thank God, because like I forgot all about it. But it's still.
Where is that?
That game
is Steam.
It's on Steam. Yeah.
All right.
We need to play Among Us, guys.
I was about to say the same thing. Among Us is $5.
Is it? Do say less.
It's only $5, not like on sale. Like it's just a $5 game. That's it.
I'm
like, why
going
are we
to
not
buy
doing
that.
It?
I'm about to buy that too.
Text like it's in the shopping cart, right next to it.
Literally about to.
It's fucking dope. Yeah, I've watched a lot of like clips of people playing that game, and it's fucking dope. I want to play it. I want to get a group together and play it. It'd be awesome. Stream it, all that shit.
Let's just fucking do it.
Dentenstein just bought Killer Queen as well. I know the Dents already have Among Us, so we already have like 3. We got Dentenstein, Dentalicious, and Dentacular. And you can play Among Us for free on mobile. Is it cross-platform though, Dentenstein? That is the question. That is the actual question. But that's it for news. Unless anybody else has something else they want to add. You know, these things happen where like news happens and you remember it.
I think I've interjected enough times.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We got to update people. We got to keep people updated. So on to the main topic. It's a bounty episode. So in our bounty episodes, we run you through what we've been getting up to for the last month. And September was kind of interesting, I think, for us because we tried a bunch of different shit. Mm-hmm. We got into Battlefield again. That might have been more of August. But I think we tried a bunch of different stuff and like enjoyed a bunch of different stuff. I guess I'll kick off by saying, I'm going to open Steam real quick just to clarify for myself how much time exactly I put into it. I put 22 hours into Hades in the last 2 weeks.
That's good.
I've been watching you play that a lot.
That game is fucking awesome.
It looks cool.
I've never had an inclination to play a game that like is a roguelike, that like when you die, you start over. Because it just seems like most of those games have like a complete lack of continuity, right? Like the game, you die and it's like, cool, start over. And most of the times I'd experienced that, it just kind of acted like you didn't just die and have to start over. And so Hades is this game that like instead weaves its story into like the fact that you are dying. So every time you come back, there's people that will like talk about you having died to a specific enemy, or will give you different tips based on where you are. Different people will become available to talk to. Different events will happen based on how long you've been trying. It's very good. And the whole time you're like building a relationship with these Greek gods that like just found out they have a nephew in hell. And they're all like, why didn't our brother tell us about this? It's very interesting. And you fight your dad, Hades. You play Zagreus. Sorry, you're not actually Hades. You're his son, Zagreus. It's very good.
You have to fight him multiple times, right?
So, if you mean by like he has a second phase, yes.
No, I heard to get the real ending, you got to kill him like 10 times or something.
Oh, I don't know, man. I haven't killed him once.
Mm-hmm.
I've fought him like 8 or 10 times out of my 28 runs in total. But have not killed him yet. He has 2 phases, so when I thought I killed him the first time, I was like, fuck yeah! And then his health all came back, and I was like, oh, this is some nostalgic fucking...
Should have seen that coming.
Final Fantasy shit. I should have seen this coming, yeah. It's great. It's great. All the characters are sexy as fuck, too. It's a little weird.
Yeah, the character designs are awesome.
The character designs are great. There's not a lot that Supergiant does that I'm not always into. They've made Transistor and Bastion and Pyre, and all those games have a very distinct visual style, very good music, and really good writing. And this is no different. It's just full of all of those things. Great design, great writing, great music. Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. I really like the game. I've never, like I said, never played a roguelike I've gotten into this much. And for a melee brawler, it's very good. I like it a lot.
I'm pretty happy the internet seems to be pretty taken with it too. So.
Yeah. They did
on your success.
Yeah, they greenlit it too. They did the Steam Early Access program, and like I bought the game like 6 months ago. Maybe even closer to a year ago. Like right when it came into early access, knowing that I was going to want it, but I did not play it until it was done. So I just like gave them the money and then listened to people talk about it and be like, all right, it's close. It's close. And then when I found out that it was 1.0, I was like, all right, time to jump in. And like, it was that week, maybe even the day of their announcing it going 1.0 that I was like,
yeah, I didn't really hear about it till launch day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very good. It's very good. It's Denstein saying it started in Epic Early Access. So there you go. But they also have these like patch notes they'll put through, and they have, you know how like a menu has like a star next to certain things. It's like this one's spicy or this one's a favorite. When they do patch notes, they tell you which patches were specifically generated because of user feedback.
Okay.
So you know like what changed because people said, "Hey, we should change this."
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Groovy.
Yeah. What else do we want to talk about? Who's been playing what?
I've definitely dropped off of Avengers. I stopped playing Avengers.
Yo, I swear to God, I was just about to say that, bro. Like, I don't know what it is about that game. I just lost complete interest.
I finished the story, and then I was like, I don't want to keep grinding this.
Yeah, there wasn't enough level diversity. I didn't want to play the same shit over and over again. I do plan on getting through the skill trees of at least 2 of the other people. I want a fully maxed Hulk and a fully maxed Iron Man. I don't enjoy Thor that much. Widow's skill tree is very small, but I am looking forward to all the characters they've got coming, of course.
Yeah, that game will draw me back with characters, I think.
Yeah, I think that'll be the turning point for me. I'll probably hop back in it if they drop some new characters.
I need new mission types. The multiplayer scope seems pretty small. But I did enjoy it. It's just pretty buggy. It was pretty buggy, and we had a hard time with matchmaking and stuff like that. And yeah, I'll come back for more content.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
It was the gameplay loop for me. It just doesn't do enough for me.
Yeah, there were a couple times that I was just like, yeah, this combat doesn't feel good enough for me to keep trying when I'm dying.
Yeah.
You know what it was? When you played a mission that was too easy for you and you were just like killing everything in one hit, you're like, yeah, this feels like a movie. This feels like the end of Ultron with the last stand. And they're just wiping robots out with one hit. It's like, yes, this feels great. But the game's not based on that playstyle. The game's based on giving you enemies that are tough for you to beat. So you have to just fucking wail on them for 30 seconds, and that's not comic books.
No,
it was a weird it was a weird up and down with the level difficulty for me. Like one level would be a breeze and the next level was like just insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like how the fuck am I supposed to beat this, but
one of the biggest things I have with the combat is to close the gap. It always feels like I have to run to them.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're not hitting them because you're too far away, you're getting long ranged. You're getting sniped. So
there's not enough.
Felt like I was just closing the gap. Close the gap. And there's a few like Black Widow that has a close the gap feature.
Yeah, her grappling.
I think Iron Man might too. And then Kamala, of course, has long arms. But for the most time, it's just dude. Something about the combat's strange.
Yeah, Tech. I think you were having a moment the same time I was in the game where you were like, this is so hard, I'm about to uninstall it. And I'm going to guess it was fighting as Kamala.
No. My breaking point was Black Widow. When you first get Black Widow, that last mission, when you're trying to rescue Kamala, that annoyed me to no end.
Oh, wait, was it the boss fight with the lady in the mech suit?
No, that was oddly easy.
Yeah, she was really... Was it getting up there?
Was it
getting up there where the ground was... Yeah,
it was at one room, like that had like these little rafters you can grapple. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
and it was man, the first fucking 10 times, I just get melted.
Yeah, dude.
Like if I get hit once, I'm dead.
Sure.
It was very frustrating. I got past it, but it was very frustrating. And I don't want to be frustrated when I play a game.
No, I don't know. I think
I want it to be difficult. Yes.
Sure. But
not infuriating,
so
no.
That, like I want to break my controller. I think it was when Kamala invades the AIM facility by herself.
Yeah.
And you have to fight that giant room full of people. And it just keeps spawning people in, and some are throwing gas grenades, and some are shooting at you, and some have those blocking invisible shields that you fucking don't.
It never works. Like, okay, like I know what buttons to press to get around the block, but it never works for me.
Never fucking worked.
I know Ben's like, oh, just easy parts, but for me,
No,
I didn't enjoy it at all.
No, every it seems like every scene is different levels of difficulty for everybody else. Like you said, you breezed through that mech fight. That's the fight I died on the most.
Really?
Yeah. So
The game got me so mad I had to stop streaming it. like somebody in my chat was like, "Bro, you need to play something else." I'm so mad, bro.
Yeah, I had a moment like that with
It was bringing up my day, right? Like I was like, "Oh man, I'm just having a bad day, and this game ain't helping." Like it was like fuck, it was bringing real life into it. Like it was so frustrating.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
And I never had that feeling with Spider-Man, and I compare it to Spider-Man because it's a Marvel game. Like I'm going to compare it to what it,
Sure.
it's its own competition, but yeah, I just didn't enjoy it, and I felt like the I don't know the right word, but the variations of difficulties unnecessary.
Yeah, it's weird. I think the worst fight I'm remembering now was when you're with Hulk and Kamala, playing as Kamala in the desert, and the Watchdogs show up for the first time, and you have to jump over that chasm and fight them in that like wrecked out pit because there's like 3 or 4 guys flying around, and dodging their sniper shots is like impossible.
Yeah.
So I would just keep getting hit, and their shots would do so much, and then stagger me for the bigger guys to just beat the shit out of me. And I was like, I'm with Hulk. Like, no one's so big Hulk can't fucking thrash them. So like, what the fuck is this?
A man in a suit can't beat Hulk.
No.
Right.
Period.
No.
There's a fallacy with this game's design then.
Yeah.
Like, why would you design the gameplay experience to have each enemy give you a challenge? Each one.
No, there should be enemies you just fucking plunk.
You should plow
plunk.
through
Flat
hundreds.
out.
It should feel like Dynasty Warriors. You should be like, just
the
like,
only time
just a bulldozer, and then you get to maybe one of those tank things. Yeah, that looks like that could take more than one hit, right?
Yeah.
Right.
The only time we should have that feeling is the boss.
Right.
Yeah, literally.
Or mini bosses before the boss.
But yeah, if you could have bosses that made you play up your abilities to beat them more than just beat the shit out of them during like different attack phases, great. Also, I felt like Tony's chest laser should have cut through a crowd like fucking Homelander's eyes did in his little vision. I was like, I should just be like, just mowing people down.
If you unlock the Omega Blast, which is both hands and your chest, it kind of does.
That's dope.
Yeah,
that is dope.
I think the only way to play this game,
Odin was like, "Damn."
Nice. I think the only way to play this game is on easy. Because that's the only time it feels like being a superhero. Outside of that,
I'm supposed to feel like I'm a superhero, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm supposed to feel like nobody can fuck with me. I'm the Hulk.
Yeah. I honestly, like, I had some of my best conversations about that game playing as Hulk, because like the stream would be like, do you think you would die before Hulk smashed you into the ground? Like your body would just turn off and be like, you don't want to feel this. Or
your mind would shut down.
Yeah, like
immediate shock.
Like
no, if you're sitting there and Hulk is running towards you, your mind is the same as falling in a building off a building. You're going to go into shock.
Yeah, exactly. Like you might be facing the other direction trying to run away, but as soon as his fingers wrap around your torso, you just go to sleep. Done.
Could you imagine, dude? The fear of say you're on your street in front of your house and you look down the street and Hulk is running towards you, slapping cars out of the way. Oh my god!
I would just piss and die.
I would just literally just. What happened? He just died.
I think we just stumbled into the story of the boys. Actually, just being a
normal ass person when a superhero when a soup's running by. Yeah,
God, I love that show.
Is episode 8 out?
No,
7?
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. It's Thursday nights. Okay.
Season finale.
Wait, it's the finale?
It's the only 8 episodes.
Was the first season 8 episodes?
That is a wonderful question I do not know the answer to.
Damn. The next episode's fuck that. We have to wait a year.
No,
they're not going to resolve shit.
Get on Lovecraft Country after that.
Oh my god, that show is just.
So I haven't watched that yet. I did though.
Something special.
I did though finish Raised by Wolves.
Nice.
Oh god, I can't get into that show anymore. I just not found it interesting.
Where are
like episode 5, bro.
Okay, no, that's
5 or 6.
You tried.
Yep, you
I
did.
gave it as much effort as I could, but it just didn't like. I was watching the last episode that I did watch, and I was just like, man, I just don't care right now. Like it's literally the 3 episodes of the same shit
Homie,
over
it's
and
a
over again.
Prometheus ass show, though. I will say that. The first half
I
is
love
like
Prometheus.
pretty and boring, and the last half is like, what the fuck is going on? Because let me tell you, you know those like collages people put up of 4 pictures that are spoilers but have no context, so you don't understand what they are. I want to do one of those for Raised by Wolves because the last 2 would be so wild to people because the last like 2 episodes of that show are just the most fucking bananas shit you've ever seen.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good sales pitch.
No, it's the reason I don't like the show.
Ooh.
Yeah, because for a minute it was like, yo, this is like Ridley Scott gave somebody else the opportunity to write with his universe. The androids have milky blood. They all have like these weird superiority complexes, especially within each other in relationships with other androids. They build this entire conflict on like a hyper religious people fighting a war against the atheists and destroying Earth, and then the atheists sending androids out to raise humans in an atheist colony, which is like really fucking cool. And then the religious people show up, and then the end of the show was like, but what if this is the Garden of Eden? And I was like, what the fuck?
I love it.
I
love it.
It's
love that.
wild.
Even harder.
It's wild.
This sold you harder, is that what you said?
Honestly, the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, well, it's kind
of
of good.
Ironically, you've just, and I won't go into details, but you've just stumbled into Lovecraft country a little bit, actually.
Sure. Okay.
That show is really good.
Yeah. I've only watched 2 episodes actually, but
yeah, you got it. It's deep, man. It's layered.
So Kim's a little racially sensitive, so when we see
just
really
blowing
awful
her up
things,
on a fucking podcast.
No, not in a bad way or nothing, but like when we watched the start of the Watchmen, with the Tulsa riots,
I had to turn that off.
Yeah, we were both like, "This is rough," and then same thing with Lovecraft, like it's rough.
And and
she
part
was
of me
angry. She's like, "What the fuck are we watching?" And then the last 10 minutes, monsters come out. No surprise, you've seen the trailer.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Boy, if if this was just gonna be another Central Park 5 fucking side fest, I don't want that right now."
Sure.
And I am a little bit tired of this narrative in what is to be considered Black cinema. Like,
dig into that for me because I haven't seen this. So, what narrative
racial.
do you specifically? Oh,
okay. Like we're fighting racial because I had to fight that shit every day of my life as it is.
And then Umbrella Academy's doing it too.
Who is?
Umbrella Academy.
How so?
Because
yeah, absolutely. I saw that. I've seen that season twice. Absolutely, dude. They go back in the 60s.
Yeah.
And Vanya, not Vanya, Allison is in a race war.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's cool, but like it can't be the only thing that is entertainment because then I wonder, who are they making it for? Like who's enjoying this? Right? Like I don't know. It's racial, like but it's deep.
Yeah, I think it's like a what am I trying to say? Not a two-headed, a double-edged sword. I think it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Where like you're making it to both like make the minority community be like, yeah, see, our struggle's being represented, but also you're hoping that like white people will be like, oh shit, this is bad. Like look at Watchmen.
Yeah,
like there were conversations that got started about the Tulsa race riots because like nobody knew they were a thing.
As much as I loved Watchmen, and I loved it a lot, it felt a little shoehorned in. Like this isn't Watchmen. Now, to counter myself, it's so topical.
Yeah.
Just like with the rest of these shows, it's so important right now that how do you resist as a creator with a platform on HBO? How do you resist the temptation to have a message? And as we know, comic books have been messages since the start. Captain America was fighting Nazis. That's how he got his start.
Listen, I know
civil rights.
Right.
I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that there is content that they could be creating with Black people that's not this narrative.
Sure.
But why is all of the narrative that I see Watchmen? If I'm looking at HBO Max now, Watchmen, Lovecraft Country, The Wire,
Mhm.
Just Mercy, which is Michael B. Jordan movie,
Mhm.
and it's gonna be about, it's about, I already know what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Like, why does it all have to be that, right? Why can't we get more of the like Zendaya type show? Which I'm horrible for not knowing the name of it, but
Oh yeah.
Or it's just a story with black people in
Yeah.
it,
yeah,
not a
like
story
why
about.
can we
Yeah.
normalize black people and not just bombard it with the oppression, which is
Yeah.
probably giving a part of this country a sense of satisfaction.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, it's a good question.
It's
I
hard to say.
am kind of proud of by the way, Zendaya's show is called Euphoria. I was gonna say
Euphoria.
Sober, but yeah, Euphoria. It's the opposite of Sober. Um
Well, Caleb,
I
let me
was
interrupt
kind
real
of
quick. I'm sorry. Can you
yeah, go
try
ahead, go
to?
ahead, go ahead.
A lot of, as we know, the argument for race relations is it was in the past. So these shows keep showing it in the past.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Maybe
The
But
boy
can
maybe
we?
we need
the
something
boys
with
is
some
talking about it
connective.
in the future.
Yeah, we need some stuff with some connective tissue. Anyway.
Yeah, sure. I'm kind of proud of Lovecraft Country existing right now because one of the biggest things I've mentioned when it comes to science fiction and specifically H.P. Lovecraft is how there are a lot of artists that we don't give much spotlight because they were actually terrible fucking people. We're kind of going through that largely now with a lot of artists. Um, and then you have H.P. Lovecraft who like was a eugenicist and a racist and like a terrible dude, and it's all throughout his writing. And then finally we get the first like mainstream popular well produced Lovecraft fiction that's focused on the fact that it's racially charged. And so like that is the reason I want to watch Lovecraft Country. I'm not a big horror fan, y'all know this, but like I'm interested in this show because I'm happy to finally sit in a chair and watch someone talk about how fucked H.P. Lovecraft was when it came to portraying black people. Outside of that though, I'm 100% in the same boat as all y'all. That like I could be fine if I just got like more shit about black people, not about black
Can we get
people
a?
having to move out of and
You,
out from under the boot.
you gave us a drama, supernatural, sci-fi show, and you still made it about race. I just want a little bit more, like
Yeah,
like normalcy.
yeah,
That's all.
yep, for
But,
sure.
but honestly, Journey Smollett, which is Jesse Smollett's sister, the guy,
Mhm,
Empire,
mhm.
Chicago Scandal. She's amazing. Jonathan Majors is amazing. Everyone in that show is absolutely amazing. And of course, I am a lifelong Michael K. Williams fan.
Yeah, Michael K.
So
Williams can do no wrong. We talked about
he
him on the
can
Community
literally
podcast.
do no wrong.
Yeah, he's great. We were talking on the Community podcast, like, how do you get blessed with great acting talent, a facial scar that makes you fit in as the badass in everything you're cast in, and also a good enough voice that you can voice act whenever you want? Like,
Yeah.
Michael K. Williams won the fucking lottery.
Do you know the story behind his scar?
No, I'm sure it's fucking badass though.
A New York City bar fight.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yep. But he was already an actor, and
Oh damn! So there's like shit of him before the scar and then
I
after.
think he was theater, dude.
That's awesome. That's
I think
awesome.
he was theater.
Yeah, I remember reading a story about Sean Bean getting in a bar fight and getting stabbed, and then telling the paramedics to leave him the fuck alone, and just stayed and drank with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
That scar is deep, dude. That fight cleaved him in half.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Michael
That's a
K.
deep
Yeah,
scar.
that's deep, man.
Yeah, that was
Razor.
a nasty cut.
That's a New York thing where they take a razor blade and cut you in the face. They call it $1.50 if they get your neck. Like that's a like so like what happened
the
to him
fuck?
is a New York City thing. It's fucked up.
It's a Colombian necktie.
Oh God, stop!
Horrible
You know what that
name.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine. You know why
Don't
the
Google it.
shows?
They
You know
cut your
what?
throat and pull your tongue out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said I can imagine, and Ben was like, "But you don't have to."
Yeah, well, I don't want to leave anything up to imagination.
I guess, yeah. You guys know why they're called the Peaky Blinders, right?
No.
Oh, so
They wore flat cap. I'll tell you, they wore flat caps, right? Like the Stetsons, and they tucked razor blades in the backs of them, so they could take their caps off and swing them at your face and blind you, because they had blades in the peaks of their caps. They were Peaky Blinders. They would swing the peaks of their caps at you and
Oh,
cut your face with them.
that sounds dreadful.
Yeah, it's fucking awful.
They sound nice.
They sound like nice people. I mean, Cillian Murphy is a a force in that show, so I'll watch it anyway. Aside from shows, we dove into.
I don't know how we got on that.
I don't know either. But it's fine. It's fine.
Spellbreak.
It's all our bounties this month. Oh yeah, shit. Spellbreak. That's a thing. Yeah.
You guys like it?
I had a great time with
I like it a lot. Yeah. Did you play it? You said you played the tutorial and we're like, nah.
Yeah.
Did you play a game that wasn't full of bots?
No, I didn't. I just was. It just wasn't for me on first impression.
Sure. That's I mean, if as long as it's not I watched the trailer and it's not for me. As long as it's I tried to play it for a little bit. It was like, nah.
Yeah, but you know what, dude? I'm not into Magic video games. Like, I'm not into it. It's just not my thing. I can't think of any video game involving Magic that I rock
with. I spent a lot of time at McDonald's as a kid, where they would constantly ask you if you believed in magic.
No one ever in the New Jersey hood McDonald's that I frequented. No one ever asked me if I believed in magic.
McDonald's and
it was the ad campaign. Oh, okay. It was the ad campaign in the 80s. Do you believe in magic?
Can you imagine a kid or someone walking up to a kid at McDonald's and be like, "You believe in magic?" That dude's getting the fuck beat out of him.
I got a van outside with candy in it.
It's magic candy.
Magic candy.
I like Spellbreak. It's interesting. It's one of those games where I was like, we'll see how it is, and then jumped into it and fell for the first solo game I did. I fell for the conceit. I was like, damn, I won my first game. I might be good at this. And then later Ben was like, yeah, the first game's full of bots, and I was like,
yeah, I felt really good about my first game too.
In the first game, like, oh shit, I'm great at this.
I was like, I had 6 kills. This was dope. And I was like, some people are bad at this. And then I realized the people that were bad at it were fucking bots. I was like, oh, all right, well. But we did win a couple of games the other night when it was me, Ben, and Mo. And those felt good. Actual games where we did actual damage. I had a couple of kills that were long range and very tasty. That I liked a lot.
Very tasty.
Very tasty.
I like the traversal. Like, it's not, you're not just running for 20 minutes.
Yeah, you're like flying around.
You're flying, super jumping, skating on ice, stuff like that. So, yeah, it's fun. I'll pick it back up. It's
an early access still, so
yeah, it needs a little polish. It's not exactly pretty. The special effects are neat, but it's
maybe that's what I felt.
It feels kind of flat and empty.
Yeah. Very.
It just felt like a early access sandbox in a way. So, but the mechanics are great. So, and
I know a game that everyone likes.
Oh, Super Mario Brothers 3.
Star Wars Squadron.
Yeah.
See, you say this.
Let's not beat around the bush here.
I have video queued so that we can play it while we're talking about it. This game is incredible.
Yeah.
It's one of the most solid flight games I've picked up. It feels good. It
does have a good game feel.
It feels really good.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
Hey. I'm into the story. Hey.
Ryan's here.
Oh, hey, Ryan. I've got Star Wars up on the screen, so don't worry about having your camera not set up. It's Tech, you're about to say it's what? You said one of the best feeling fighters?
Yeah, no, like picking up a flight game. It's always for me hit or miss, right? Whether I'm gonna like it or not.
Sure.
The Battlefront flight mode, I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
Like it felt
because it's hard.
Yeah, it just wasn't fun.
Yeah.
But this one, I feel like you can pick up the controller and you can swing and fly through debris and do spins, and it's easy. It's not easy, but it's intuitive to the controller. It feels really good. I know you guys have like flight sticks.
I don't yet. Caleb
I want one.
Caleb was basically gifted one, and I imagine if he wasn't, he might not have one right now because they're not easy to get.
And they're very expensive.
Worth having are all
very
marked
expensive.
Up at least 200%.
Yeah. No, I got very lucky, and someone took a Sci-Tech X52 to GameStop, and just wanted to get rid of it, and we couldn't figure out how to put it in the system in a way that it would sell. So it just sat in the back, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, maybe someday. And then Flight Sim came out. Oh, you know what? I didn't even take it. We had a guy that we would sell stuff for resale, and he took it home. And then I found out Flight Sim was coming out, and my PC was gonna be able to deal with it. So I was like, "Can you bring it back?" And he was like, "Yeah, I haven't sold it yet." So he gave it back to me. And so I tried it with Flight Sim, and it was cool. And then All along, though, I was waiting for this. And I told Ben the first night we played, like, I spent an hour before getting into a game with anybody, like, remapping controls. And then the next day, spent another hour in practice mapping it again.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And, like, now I can manipulate power and shit with, like, one thumb while, like, changing the throttle and boosting with another hand. And it's fucking great. It feels really fucking good.
I like
Tech,
the
you said you
aspects.
were getting into the story.
Story's good.
Is it
Like,
good?
I enjoy it.
All right.
It's not bad. I like the first mission. You have a defector. Is that am I saying it right?
Yep, you are. Yep.
It's dope. I just enjoy it. I enjoy Star Wars. I enjoy the flight. It makes me want to flight stick really bad.
Sure.
I'll find one. I just got to be patient. I just can't pull the trigger on something that overpriced. So
Terrible.
yeah, the X56 looks insane. It's actually got a twin throttle, so if like you're playing flight sim and you've got multiple engines, you can split it in half and like put more power into one side. Anyway, that's not why I want it. It's like looks really durable, and it's got those silver toggle switches.
This is the Sci-Tech.
Yeah. It's either Sci-Tech or Logitech. It's because Logitech now owns Sci-Tech, but the X56 looks great. There's an X56.
Oh, dude, costs
Rhino.
more than Xbox.
I know. Not right now. It does. On their website, it was like 150, 200.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but it's sold out, of course. Then there's the X56 Rhino, which is like super military utilitarian colored with like black and yellow hazard stripes on it, which is incredible. And then if you want to be a complete psychopath, you could go with the Logitech Warthog, or no, Thrustmaster Warthog, which is an A10 replica for like $1,000. It's all metal parts and it weighs like 20 pounds. Like it's all like industrial built.
Oh my god.
Right.
The heavier the better, though, right? You want a heavy.
Yeah, so mine has like suction cups on the bottom of it to keep it on my desk, and I frequently pull them up. But it also has holes in the four corners of each one so that I can bolt it to whatever desk I want to bolt it to.
Yep,
that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen soon.
I know somebody that welds. That's all I'm saying.
That welds.
And
We
that
can weld it
welds.
to your desk.
No. We can make something that can hold this.
Oh yeah.
That won't mount to the floor, but that like maybe a chair is mounted to in a way that your body weight is holding this thing down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that also
I linked a couple things in the Nerdy Bits chat. Everything from a full rig that you sit in that comes with a chair to something that's just like the letter C, if you will.
Yeah.
That you can put your feet in on the bottom of it, and then it sees up like a desk. And then it's got a platform in the middle, and then a changeable platform you can put on the left or right. So it's a gear shift or a throttle.
Dude, fuck a flight stick. How about a like the actual flight yoke system?
Well, the yoke. Well, that would be accurate to a TIE fighter because TIE fighters actually use a yoke.
Yeah.
But I think that I can't speak for the Y-wing, but I know the A and X wings are just regular flight. But I think, and the X-wing has the stick in the middle, like a World War II plane, which is interesting because that's what Georgie used for inspiration for the first movie. But, anywho, yeah, I'm pretty excited about getting into it. The Xbox controller is not enough for advanced players. I do like all the intricacies with changing systems and stuff, but it feels a little bit like thumb wrestling at times. Like it's really tough to get around a controller.
I bet
and fly.
I bet a elite controller would be more helpful with the paddles.
It is and it isn't, because the paddles are just duplicates and not extra buttons. And this is the biggest complaint I've had with the last week. Nope. So it's not. No, I have the Razor. I have the Razor Wolverine, and it's basically the exact same thing as an Elite with slightly different design. But both that and the Elite, the paddles are not extra buttons. They are duplicate buttons, reassignables. So it's not buttons 1, 2, 3, 4 like a joystick, like a flight stick, I mean. Mm-hmm. And that's such a missed opportunity. If we could just designate those buttons as extra buttons, I'd be set. I would probably stay with a controller instead of a joystick. But because I can't, I have to go flight stick. And I might even go rudder pedals. That's how insane I might go.
Yeah, someone told me you're into this like I'm in Apex.
bro.
He said that. He stated that exactly. He's like, "This is going to be my apex protection."
So it's not going to be this week, but and it's going to be real hard with this big check coming not to blow some of it. But I'm going to go full nerdcore at some point because this is a little. I don't think it's too hyperbolic. If anybody knows the history of X-Wing or Star Wars flight games, they haven't built a game like this in 25 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
There was a bunch of games exactly like this built for IBM 386, 486s back in the day. If anybody knows what those are.
No, I have no idea what you just said.
It's a grade of processor. Therefore, an entire era of PC gaming. So this was back before Pentiums and stuff like that, and back before, what was after Pentium? But yeah, definitely before multiple processors and stuff like that, like we have now. So old school, right? But they built the first game is called X-Wing. It plays exactly like this. Then they had TIE Fighter, which was a follow-up where you played in the Imperial side. Then they made a weird little X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, which is strictly PvP. That didn't do real well, but it was cool. It was all remastered and beautiful. And then they had a story-based one called X-Wing Alliance, where you actually played a farm boy who lost his family in the war that joined the Rebel Alliance. The story was fucking awesome. And you actually played something that looked like the Millennium Falcon, but wasn't. It was like another Corellian transport. Yeah. And then in the end, you actually took out the second. Yeah, you actually piloted, I think you helped pilot the actual Millennium Falcon, take out the second Death Star, something like that. Awesome story. And then that's it. They never made another one ever again. So since then, I had to play like Battlefront and enjoy it. Even though Battlefront was this really weird, like hamstring version of a flight sim. Because I don't know if you remember, when you pushed left in Battlefront, in
it like
flight
rolled
mode,
for you, didn't
you
it?
would roll and turn.
Ugh.
And I'm such a hardcore flight geek that I need that to be two different things. But
yeah,
and it just wasn't as good. And anyway, this is everything we've always long story short, this is everything we've wanted for 25 years. And the way that me and Bastard Bob and whoever else and Caleb and my parents, or our parents collectively, my mom and Caleb's mom, are getting into this, and we're actually strategizing how to take down the turbo lasers first, or how to fly under the shields, or how to like all these stupid little Star Wars intricacies we've never been able to talk about before in a Star Wars capacity, because like this is kind of the first of its kind, at least in 20 years. So I'm geeking out so hardcore that we can talk about strategy, like 2 bombers, 2 fighters, and a support craft. And we get to geek out in this hardcore game strategy, but it's in Star Wars. Man,
it's pretty good.
I'm so relieved that it didn't disappoint. You know, it's this and Cyberpunk are my biggest releases this year. And I always try to keep my expectations low because I hate being, so geeked up that you're just like, well, it's cool, but it's not what I wanted. So I'm expecting Cyberpunk to be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be really pretty, but it'll just be okay. But if it's great, I'll be really pleased. But I expected this to fall flat somehow, and it really hasn't. It's small. There's like 6 stages, but we'll get there, right?
Yeah. It'll grow.
Yeah.
There's also ships
happy
that are left out. Like I really want the Rebel B-Wing.
Fuck yeah, that B-Wing.
That thing's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that'd be another fighter, a slower fighter.
I think the B-Wing's a bomber, isn't it?
No, I don't think so. But it's got a lot of lasers.
Yeah. Also, I could see hero ships show up, like Slave One and shit.
I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like that would mess with the. That would have to introduce a whole like gameplay aesthetic or mechanic.
Yeah.
Where there's like one super powered ship on the battlefield.
Yeah, I hate that actually.
I don't know about that.
Ignore that. Forget I said it.
Bombers are already overpowered and annoying. So
yeah.
If it was more ships, maybe it'd make more sense.
Yeah.
But if you only have 5 people and one of them is Slave One,
that's no good.
Yeah, but if you had 15 people and one Slave One, you could send 10 people to go take out Slave One real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know how they would do it. 5-on-5, maybe not. Maybe with the fleet battles, but they'd have to make the fleet AI a little more aggressive, so that you couldn't just stay in the Slave One for.
Yo, B-Wings are fucking lit. I want so bad.
the hero thing works in Battlefront because you've got 20 people on a team.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean,
and you will die
if they
fast.
balance it out the same way, yeah, the hero will die fast.
Yeah, who knows? Tech, do you see yourself putting a bunch of time into
Oh wow, look at that.
into this?
Yeah, I think so. And the reason I haven't is because I'm on this horrible sleep schedule. Like literally the worst sleep schedule. Ever since I got sick, I've been on this sleep by 10, wake up at 4 in the morning wide awake. So
Sure, that sounds
doesn't leave a
awesome.
lot of time
Or is it
to play
ever
a game.
since you turned 40? I mean, let's figure it out.
Dude, how dumb is that TIE Defender?
You know what? I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to blame that comment on the crown in your video.
That was something. That was heat. It seemed a little unwarranted.
See, I don't know if we can get old era ships, but unless they introduce old era battles where we get like Clone War battles, that would be insane.
Yeah,
looking at what I sent.
Yeah, the TIE Advance is great. That's Vader's ship, basically.
Do you know what's funny about this this image I just put in the chat? It was made by Tidal Max. I don't know why they did that. Like the company Tidal Max.
What?
Yeah, like look at the bottom. It has
Tidal Max with Tidal Max. That company.
That makes that one like the hustlers.
Yeah, fucking that one.
They made this incredible chart.
It's very good. Why the fuck did Tidal Max make this?
Scroll to the bottom.
Can I get one of these with my title? Like, is that possible?
There is a lot. There is a big lack of battleships for sure. In the Star Wars universe. Obviously, anytime you see the Rebels, it looks like a swap meet, like a bunch of different people showed up. So the Rebels obviously have a huge diversity with calamari cruisers and frigates and stuff like that. Calamari cruisers is always a funny name to me. But the spaceships isn't. There's not a lot to choose from in the spaceships department, if you ask me. There's and like I said, there's a lot of them are multiple era, like across the Star Wars universe, like timeline.
Yeah, sure. It'd be great if they went
in this timeline, then not a lot to choose from, to be honest.
Yeah, it'd be great if they went the Battlefront route, where they decided like we're gonna have this one, which is OG trilogy, and then a First Order set, and then a Trade War set, Clone War set. So you got like droid ships and Naboo ships. You've got clone ships and separatist ships.
Okay, now I'm a fledgling developer. That's even a stretch to say. But I have been messing with game design for a long time. And I do know that space games are probably a lot easier than, say, a game like Uncharted, where you have to scale a castle and lasso a tree branch, and swing around with physics systems. And you know what I mean?
Sure.
So space combat, of all the AAA game design, is probably one of the easiest ones. That being said, I feel it's not too much of a stretch, or not a lot of people are going to call me out, that just adding new ships to this should be pretty easy.
Well, hold on.
Especially when you've got decades of ship models that already exist. Like, all you have to do is say, ILM, can I have a model of a Naboo starfighter? Thanks, plug it in, let's go.
Right? Yeah, but
I don't know. Somebody made a fucking Millennium Falcon for Flight Simulator, and they're not even the developer. So, yeah, I know, but I mean, they still did it.
Yeah, they did. Here's the thing,
And
though.
they're not
This
the
game is
developer.
very
There's one person at a company.
Yeah.
It should be easy.
The only thing is, though, that there's a lot of balance that goes into this, and all of these ships feel pretty distinctly different.
Yep.
So I would be okay if they added ships, but they need to do the due diligence of not just like, here's a ship.
They'll slap them in there.
Yeah, exactly. Because like that's why Overwatch puts out a character every 6 months, because it takes 6 months to balance them first. You don't want to just throw a ship in and be like, oh, this ship's hitbox is too small for even the auto tracking to hit consistently. So it's
what if
OP.
It's just, what if it's just an analogy, like you've got 3 or 4 fighters to choose from, and you don't have to balance them; they just look different.
I mean, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. Yeah, that'd be dope. There's some Star Wars purist somewhere who would be like, "I'm sorry, the Naboo starfighter is not the same speed as an X-wing." Like, you know that exists. So
the YouTube channel I stumbled into was using some old Star Wars training manual to like instruct players on how to do like space maneuvers.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
Which is really cool.
People are such huge nerds, and I love it.
Yeah, they are.
It's great.
There was a B-Wing expansion to the original X-Wing game, I think.
The B-Wing's dope. I want it. I want it. Big flying cross.
Right, so it's a fighter, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Would anyone want the Millennium Falcon to show up in this game at any point?
Show
is
up,
that, is
sure.
it
Do you mean like in the campaign or in the multiplayer?
in a multiplayer?
Like Ryan said, we're gonna have to find a way to balance that.
So
What if
I
you
think
put the whole team in one ship?
I think the
Pretty hard.
balance could be like if Slave One shows up, then the rebels get the Millennium Falcon at the same time. Like they put the two rival ships together.
Great.
Like they make it say like reinforcements have arrived, and like either the last person that died or like the person that's got the highest skill can take that role.
Yeah.
Or like whoever has the highest kill multiplier or something like that. Make it to where it's an even based field still, because it's 1-to-1 now. And if you die, I mean that's pretty shitty.
You know what I did
like you're out of luck.
1 is they gave those super units to the team that was behind.
Oh yeah, sure.
I love that.
Yeah, if your team was losing, you got like the fucking
or the
blimp.
train.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a smart way to keep people like, oh, we might be able to win this. Yeah. Suffice it to say that this game has caught a couple of us by the teeth and has the potential to get the rest of us. Now, I know, Sarge, you're not a fan of air battles, dogfighting, and which I don't hold against you, because dogfighting in fucking Battlefield blows. It's the worst.
It's very difficult.
It's the worst.
As a lifelong person who loves vehicles and flying, I don't enjoy Battlefield's flying. Just like Tech said,
I like the helicopters.
I said it was hard, and I didn't want that to bounce off you, Tech, because like that sounds elitist. I don't like it either. So I didn't mean
the
to say
little
it's
birds
hard
were nice.
as in like as a skill ceiling, but hard as in
on
like
Battlefield.
it's just not. Yeah, it's just not fun.
Yeah, the helicopters are great. The planes can suck a stiff one. Is there anything else that's new in September that we haven't talked about in our last couple of minutes as we wrap up? Sarge, welcome to the show. Obviously, your voice kind of popped in there.
Yep.
Oh, Rocket League went free to play in the middle of September. Actually, no, like the end of September, like the 23rd or some shit like that. And Sarge and I have been on that. What do you think of the? Actually, this is good. What do you think of the completely different challenge system?
Challenge system's awesome. Yeah, it needed improved, but I mean that's all I can really say. I mean I haven't really like fully gotten into, but like claiming rewards is kind of stupid. I wish it would just give them to you, because if you haven't claimed your rewards, they just kind of sit there until you go and like click on them, and then you can claim it directly. It's like, oh, okay.
You could have just given this to me? Cool, thanks.
Yeah, they used to just give it to you when you leveled up. But other than that, I mean, I think having a better like challenge system is awesome, because you get more XP for it too. And you get different items. Like they give you like loot crate stuff instead.
Yeah, that stuff's kind of cool. They give you a little random drop box instead of just XP.
I do hate the fact that they brought the fucking llamas from Fortnite into it though.
Yeah, well,
and
it's
the battle
Epic
and the Fortnite battle bus is in it. It's like, good lord.
Yeah.
Do you play?
Like I know. Yeah, you can play as the bus.
You can drive the bus. It's mini. It's the same size as other cars. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if they
giant cars into that,
if they had a rocket boost and it's just a bunch of Fortnite players flying out the back, I would dig it.
It would be fucking awesome.
But they don't have that. So I don't like it right now.
Dude, if you were doing aerials across the field and they were just like players parachuting onto the field, it'd be great. It'd be great.
Or just ragdolling behind the bus.
Or just fucking getting thrown out like corpses. Yeah, it'd be great. Yeah, as soon as I found out that game got picked up by Epic, I was like, oh, we're going to see Fortnite shit. We're going to see Fortnite shit. That's just how it is. I'm glad that it only goes to like October 12th or something like that. And then the Fortnite shit's right the fuck out of there. I'm interested to see what other things they mix in there, though, because they've got all sorts of opportunities to add other stuff. Yeah, there's also we saw a huge
the biggest player base.
I was gonna say we saw a huge spike in player base. We went to join casuals, and like on Xbox, it would be like 43,000 people are playing this game, and 7,000 are in casual playlist or whatever. And like we jumped in the other night, and it was like 400,000 people are playing this game, and we were like, God
at 1 a.m.
at 1 in the morning,
at 1 o'clock in the morning, there was I think at 2:00 we looked and it was like 650,000.
Yeah, because Europe was waking up and playing. It was like, God damn, this is nuts. And luckily, not many server issues with it. Matchmaking's very quick. There's a new tournament system, all sorts of stuff. September was a good month for new things, and October is pretty fucking slow.
I gotta say something.
Oh, what's up, dude? What you got?
Apex Legends, dude. Yeah. They dropped this week the Aftermarket Collection event and introduced a limited time mode. That is arguably their best time mode, like a limited time event that they've put out. It's called Flashpoint.
Okay.
There's no shields, no syringes on the map. So if you get to, you have to go to these like these circles that will heal you. That's the only way you can heal during the game.
And not even if you have a lifeline?
If your lifeline can heal you, but you can't heal your shields. There's no shield healing.
Sure. Okay.
And they introduced crossplay this week.
Oh shit! So, really?
Yeah. So Xbox and PS4 can play together, and you can play with PC if someone on your team is playing on PC. Nice. So it's huge. Cause they got an heirloom.
Is it for Gibby?
Huh?
Is it for Gibby?
No, it's a Caustic as the heirloom.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought you said they have an heirloom. I didn't know you named. I thought isn't it like a hammer or something?
Yeah, it's called the Death Hammer. It's pretty dope. I'm debating if I'm gonna drop $150 to get it.
Sure, every hammer's a death hammer if you use it the right way.
Yeah. Right.
$150.
But yeah, it's really fun. I know you guys are, put your toes in a little bit on the Apex, and it's really worth it right now.
Yeah. I didn't know that they dropped an LTE. I'll definitely give it another shot. Yeah, I took like a week off of that game, and then like got into a bunch of other shit. And was like, no, fuck. Now I want to play this, and this, and this.
Yeah,
and
which is not. It's healthy. It's a healthy thing.
Yeah,
I'm unhealthy with my video game playing, but what you're doing is healthy.
Sure. Yeah, if you just bang your head on the same wall for a long enough time, eventually it doesn't hurt anymore, Tech, right?
Facts.
Facts, he says. Dope. That was a good Bounties episode, y'all. Do we have any other things that we can talk about real quick? We talked about shows and games. Does anybody reading anything? I'm reading Dune. Again.
I need to buy Dune so I can read it before the next year.
Well, good news. Now. You've got extra time now, yeah.
For 2023.
Before 2020.
Netflix show, documentary style thing, The Social Dilemma. Really good. It's a must watch for anyone, for everyone.
Yeah, I almost deleted Facebook
I did delete Facebook.
Yeah.
I haven't deactivated my account because so much business comes through it, but I don't have it on my phone anymore. And I don't have it on my as my home pop up. But it's a lot of things going to that too, because Facebook is just so toxic.
It's the worst.
I got rid of it for 2 months, logged in for a day, and I was like, nope, deactivated the next day. Yeah, done.
Yeah. I still have Messenger on my phones in case I get a client who wants graphics, but
sure,
I'm off of Facebook. I'm off that scene, bro. Like, the Social Dilemma, it lets you really drives home the fact that we're kind of trapped in this market and we're the product.
Yeah. That's the most unsettling thing people say is when you're doing something and it's free. It's not the product, you are. I was fucking hate that shit.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's all ex workers on these companies, these tech companies, these social media companies. It's something very worth watching.
Yeah, super down. Super down to challenge my acceptance of things. Coming up in the next couple weeks, I don't know exactly when we're gonna do it. I know that Sarge and Ben and myself all kind of got into a type of drifting game. So we're gonna talk about those coming up. We were gonna do it for this episode, but one came out 2 days ago, and we figured it'd probably be nicer to let people have some time with
Squadrons.
And Squadrons.
A drifting game? What are you guys talking about?
Yeah, so a game came out on the Epic Game Store and Steam, I think. But we bought it on the Epic Game Store called The Art of Rally, which was made by the guys who did the Zen of Drift. or Drift Master or something. I don't remember what it was called. I played that game on Xbox a lot though. And the Art of Rally is like this really pretty simple polygonal racing game that uses just like really minimalist art style to like paint these really, really nice vistas in the world, but you're doing like drift challenges and there's an open world to drive around in and shit like that.
Looks pretty.
But it's like rally based. Yeah, that game's really dope. Played that a bunch. And then name the other two, y'all, because I do not remember them. I decided I was going to pick one because that's what I could afford.
Inertial Drift is the other one that just came to Xbox here recently. It's like, go ahead.
There's a third one, wasn't there? Were we gonna play a third game? I thought.
Yeah, it was a Game Pass game.
Oh, the Hot Shots Racing. It's not really a drift
game.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this inertial drift looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What the? This the game?
It's very fun. Yeah, the whatever you're watching in any of the trailers is actual gameplay footage.
Oh my god, that looks insane, dude.
Is this the twin stick? Is this the twin stick drifter that we were initially like? No.
I was. Yes. Ryan was like, I don't know about that.
Say less. Yeah. Free on Steam.
What?
Is it?
That's what the trailer just said.
What? I just paid $20 for that bitch.
Oh no! No, just the prologue is free to play.
Oh, the prologue.
Oh. Okay, I just opened Steam so fast. Like, click. Where's it at?
It's not. Yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, gorgeous.
This game looks.
And
wild.
they've got different difficulties of vehicles too, which is really cool. Like, the one that you use in the tutorial, it drifts 100% different than like the high horsepower one that you can pick in one of the other game modes. You have to do different things to make it drift instead of just mashing the gas or slamming on the brakes or the e-brake or anything like that. So it's something that you got to learn, but it's very fun to play.
Does it have online multiplayer? Is my question, because the trailer just said local split screen, and I hate when games are like you can only play with people next to you.
I think it's head to head.
That's how life used to be. So
yeah, but it's quarantine tech. I can't do that anymore.
It hasn't been like that in
I can. I'm out here, dude.
Tech's like fuck.
I'm out here, dude. All right, kicking it.
But anyway, we all want to talk about drift games. We may do that next week. But look forward to that because we all have thoughts on these, and we all like racing games to an extent. And when you take away all of the other mechanics of importance of a racing game and just make drifting the focus, it seems that I don't know. I have more fun when I'm not focused on like all of the things, just one.
Like Fast
also, Dirt 5 is coming out on the 5th of November, and I'm going to be all about that. That's going to be my Apex.
Hell yeah.
What game?
Dirt 5.
Dirt 5.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Tokyo Drift Tech. Absolutely. One of my favorite Fast and Furious movies, specifically for the driving.
I've seen all the movies except that one, dude.
Homie, the driving in that movie is great. The acting in that movie is fucking
That's the last movie that had anything to do about driving, didn't it?
Basically,
it's got Bow Wow in it. Does that help?
It's got. No, it does not.
Little shot.
You should see his car.
Is it small?
No.
That's fucked up if it
is. It's really dumb. I'm not gonna say it though. I won't. I'm not gonna spoil it. Dude.
Now you have to watch it.
I gotta Google it. No, I'm not watching it. I'll Google it.
No, homie, watch that movie. Watch that movie.
Yeah, you have to report back next week.
All right, I'm not gonna look at it, but I don't know if I can watch it, but I'll try.
No, Tech, this is your assignment. Before we podcast next week about drift games, you have to watch Tokyo Drift.
I thought I was just gonna play a drift game for next week, but if I have to watch this movie,
you have homework.
No, just playing a drift game is fine.
Tech gets the extra assignment.
You know what? This makes me want a VPN. Because if I had a VPN, I could just watch Tokyo Drift from another country if they don't have it here. That was random.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
I'm looking at Tokyo Drift streaming, and it hopped up Netflix Japan.
Oh yeah, yeah. That shit's. When I was in Scotland, I was watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine on Netflix, and I was like, "What's fucking happening? This is great." Then came home and was like, "Oh, it's all localized. Stupid." Anyway. That's going to do it for our show, y'all. Before we wrap up completely, we're going to go through everybody's tags. Ben is going to find us a fun fact, and then we're going to do the damn thing. But if you want to follow anything the website does, you can go to nerdybits.com, follow us on Twitter at nerdy_bits, or support us on Patreon, or watch our streams like you are doing right now if you're watching the stream right now. Episodes go up on Friday. You can follow me at Lubwub. Sarge, where can people find you?
Sergeant Sodium everywhere.
Everywhere. Tech, where can people find you?
Tech Supreme everywhere.
I love the rolled R in Supreme. It's the best. Ben, where can people find you?
Everywhere at Sketch Sawyer.
Dope.
And I got 2 books coming out this month.
Fuck yeah.
Graphic novel compilation of my first series and the first issue of the next series, both coming out in a couple weeks. So
dope. Get those great. Grab those graphic novels. They're good. Yeah. Support his art. It's good. Do you have a fun fact for us, Ben?
I have 2 small ones.
All right. Well, let me play the little intro for our Smurf facts.
Smurf facts. Oh yeah.
Boom. So 2 small facts. Let's go.
I haven't been hitting with quality, so I'm going to do like a fact shotgun. So just try to...
Okay.
All right. Plain and simple. Cleopatra lived closer to the time of the moon landing than the construction of the pyramids.
Wow.
Fuck.
You guys know historically Cleopatra was actually not attractive. It was actually considered fugly.
Kind of an uggo.
Technically fugly.
Technically scientists
fugly.
and doctors agree that she was fugly.
But monetarily
it's an ancient script.
No, but she was
they found new scripts.
She's been like touted as one of the best sirens ever because she was able to romance,
like, seduce
kings.
The world. Yeah.
Like kings, bro. Like she was like the shit on something. Like she was doing something.
Hey, 4s are valuable, okay?
Right.
Yeah.
And the last one
to the top, make it drop.
Last one's gonna make everybody sleep well. It would take 1,200,000 mosquitoes, all sucking at the same time to drain a human of blood.
That's funny, dude.
Nice. Nice.
Now, if any mathematicians want to figure out like how the square inches, like how many could fit if you have that much surface area, probably.
I bet you have that much surface area. You're not gonna like the areas they have to reach.
Oh God!
Not gonna sleep at night now. Jeez.
You're gonna have taint mosquitoes.
Wow.
And that's it.
We gotta go. This is it. We have to go. No, thanks to
play him out, Johnny.
Thanks to No Taker for our theme song "Into the Light" from the EP Pathfinder. Monster Cat gives us all our music that you hear on stream, pre-stream and post. We'll be on playing something after this. I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be something.
No idea what I'm gonna be playing.
We know what Ben's gonna be on. Everyone, take it easy, everybody. Be safe. Yeah. If you never did, you should. These things are fun, and fun is good. We'll catch you guys next week for another episode. Hopefully about drift shit, because games.
Bye.
Peace.